for sure. And they made, I remember like the Jack specific made like a Mike Tyson in the Rocky line, which I thought was cool.
But it's like him with the tat and like not
right. He's got the tattoo, right.
No tattoo on this one. It's got to be right to the time.
No, it's got to be WrestleMania 14 style.
Yeah, totally. Maybe rip away shirt like the dude Love potentially.
I think it would be cool if like
he has both shirts.
Yeah, the tearaway shirt.
Yeah.
Or if he could do that, the awkward suck it.
Cold Stone, my boy Cold Stone.
Yeah, I would pick Tyson for sure. But who would you pick?
I don't know. I really there's so many cool options. For some reason, I think it'd be cool to have Trump, like WrestleMania 23, Trump. Money.
People are gonna
money,
just attack you on Twitter.
It's an action figure. I'm not saying I support him or anything like that. I'm not being political. I just think it's so
no politics on this podcast.
Donald
please.
Trump pro wrestling action figure. I think that's super cool.
I think anyone who was like involved. I think not everyone. I don't think Drew Carey deserves a figure, but someone who was in like an iconic moment.
You just used the Hall of Fame as a reason. He's in the Hall of Fame.
I would love a David Arquette figure with the WCW title. That's like one of those obscure ones that could be for like a Comic-Con.
Like Shockmaster style.
I love that David Arquette is like working matches now. Like I just saw him do like this cross body from the top rope to the outside. This guy's nuts.
He's making towns, brother. I appreciate it.
Big David Arquette fan. Who else? I mean, Hugh Jackman, David Arquette, Tyson. There's got to be a couple others.
Bob Barker.
What about Donnie from New Kids on the Block? He was at WrestleMania 10.
Oh my God! Now you're reaching.
What about Pamela Anderson?
That actually, Jenny McCarthy and Pamela Anderson, and like Sean and Diesel in like a big 4-pack.
Yeah, there's so many. That was a very excellent question, and you are the winner of a random micro brawler.
All right, and who's our other winner here?
The other winner, let's see here. Okay, it is from at Tory Barnes. What do you think about custom figures? Did you make any? Have you ever bought any? What is your price limit on one if you bought one? We talked about earlier how you made that Sergeant Slaughter and how I am making those rings.
Yeah.
And I tried making customs back in the day. Like in junior high, that was my business. I made custom wrestling figures and sold them in school.
Yeah.
I made custom Hasbros, and that's what I did. Like, and then I would make like shoe boxes, and like that would be like the boxes, and I print out their logos and stuff like that, and I would sell them like that.
Oh my God!
You know how many times I like cut my hand with like X-Acto knives?
I'm surprised that the Warlord Hasbro isn't like super rare these days because so many people destroyed them to make Stone Colds.
That's what I was going to say. You know how many Warlords I got to make Austin? I would sand down the mask, the Warlord mask, and people usually wanted him in street gear. So I usually would put him on like a Roddy Piper t-shirt torso and like a Bushwhacker or like $1 Million Man legs.
Oh my God, that's a lot of work for a middle school kid.
And for Hasbro's, it was easy to pop off all the parts. You would just take, what I would do is I would take a coffee cup, fill it up with hot water, then put the water in a microwave so it was like really, really hot. And then you'd put the figure in the water and you wait a couple of minutes and like the plastic would soften up. It was almost like rubber.
Yeah, and you could just
pop everything,
pop
everything off.
Yeah, I'm a boiler. I've been boiling, especially Jack's guys. Like, just
I guess it's the same thing.
So
boiling.
easy. So I realized right away that like I didn't like painting guys because it looked like crap. And I wasn't very good at it, and then it would like come off, and so I like playable like part swap customs. Like I can accept that. Like the Retrofest Shawn Michaels that just came out. We know for certain reasons we're not getting Marty Jannetty anytime soon, and I was like, I can't just have this rocker Shawn. So I paid way too much on eBay for a head swap Marty on that Shawn body.
I did the exact same. I did the exact same thing,
and it looks great, and that is what it is. And if they were to make a Marty, I don't see anything much different than that. It would be that exact figure, so I have no problem with that.
And then I used to paint the Hasbros. I used to get like the acrylic paint from like Walmart, and then you would have to get like the shiner, like the clear spray. But then on the Jacks, it was a little harder to paint because it had like the rubber arms and legs.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So it'd be like sticky.
That's when it like turned me off. I'm like, I can't do this. This is too hard.
And what happened for me, at one of my WrestleManias, it was Kane. I think he was either debuting or I think he might have been the match with Rodman, Taker versus Rodman. I think Kane was making his debut, but I made a custom Kane out of Mankind. Oh. Right, I painted up a Mankind, but the problem was it was so sticky. But Kane was he was booked, so I had to use him and get this red spray paint like all over my hands.
So that would drive me nuts.
He had to do the run-in.
Oh man. So yeah, I'm more into the cleaner customs because I ruined way too many figs back in the day. It hurts to even think about like the Hasbros that I just basically turned into trash.
Oh my god, there are so many guys out there who make incredible customs, and I've gotten people to make me customs before. Like I got someone to make me, for instance, the Ultimate Broski for my YouTube shows. It was me dressed up as.
You were like borderline obsessed with customs of yourself for a while there.
Yeah, well, because what happened was I got some guy to make the entire World Trampoline Wrestling roster.
Which is what? For our people that don't know or aren't familiar with the history of World Trampoline Wrestling?
It's WTW. It was my backyard fest.
Exactly.
Everybody got made. It was me. I mean, Brett Matthews, that was me. G Money, Geronimo, Desperado, the commentator, even Referee Andrew, everyone was made. And shout out to all those guys out there.
And you were super excited about that.
Super excited. But then that guy, I got him to make like every incarnation of us like on the indies for some reason.
Like obscure,
our whole 2.5 year run.
Obscure indie outfits and like ridiculous for a while there.
But then I don't have those on display anymore. I just gave them away.
That's cool. I was talking about that Heyman. Once I made that Heyman, I got my wheels spinning and I made a Joey Styles. Which is essentially the same exact thing.
That is a good Joey Styles. I like.
The same exact formula. You take either like a Shane in the suit or a Commissioner Michaels in the suit, Bone Cruncher, pop the head, and get a Jax Ruthless Joey. Boom. You got a Joey Styles ECW retro-esque figure. So I have that in the Heyman on display because you like can't tell. They look like they're meant to be.
And that's the thing about customs. There are some that are like so great, but I have seen some horrible ones. But you know what? If someone's trying, someone's putting their creativity into it, then that's great. Whether it's good or bad, it's like just I think the whole like process of making it, the creative process, and getting the paint, doing the work. It's artwork at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's totally true. If you're into it and that's your thing, then that's your thing. Like no one's going to tell you any different,
Right. Like me personally, though, like I don't count like customs in my collection because then like. Where do you draw the line? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't count a custom. For instance, they don't have a Raven Mattel, so I can't have someone make me a Mattel Raven to put in my collection because then what?
You're just gonna hold out and pray and dream that one day you'll have the real thing.
Well, I'm just saying because then what? Do I get like everyone else that they didn't made?
Oh, and what then? I mean, the options.
There's no end.
Yeah, there's no end. Yeah, exactly. So the options are endless.
That's like those pins that everybody collects, those stupid little pins.
Yeah.
I don't collect pins because there's no checklist. And you can make your own pins. I can make pins. There's no checklist and people just make anything and it's, I'm getting stressed just thinking about it.
I think that makes it cool actually, but.
I don't know.
All right. And, this is a long one. Let's wrap it up here.
Let's wrap it up. We're about to wrap it up here.
Yeah, that's it.
So,
we did it.
So yeah, follow us on Twitter at Major WF Pod. Buy our shirts at ProWrestlingTees.com/Major WF Pod. Tell all your friends about this. We want to spread the movement. Scratch that figure itch.
Mark, he's going to want that taken out. He stuttered.
Nah, you can keep it in.
Got it. That's it, folks. Keep collecting.
Until next time, keep collecting. Scratch that itch. Buy our shirts.
Scratch that itch.
Figure itch. See you guys.
1, 2, 3. I'll be back, Jack.
And that about wraps it up for another edition of the Major Rewind. Thank you guys so much again for listening. Make sure you're liking it. You're obviously subscribed if it's on the feed. It's part of the main feed, but I don't know if you have to leave a review or not. I still don't. I should probably ask about that. Although, I am hearing that numbers for the show are doing great, so let's keep at it. And I will see you guys at FWF Live in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, October 9th, and it's the return of the J. George Open Challenge. So if you think you got what it takes let them know. And maybe you could be the one that answers the J. George Open Challenge.